Welcome to Mathematics, where mathematics is made simple. Today, we want to talk about properties of limits, and this is the beginning of calculus, be it integration or differentiation. So you have to get this property straight from the beginning. Once you get them correct, you won't have problem as calculus is concerned. We have almost 7 to 8 laws or property, which we are going to stepwisely explain each and every one of them. So the first of them is law of constant k, law of function f of x, law of scalar k f of x, law of addition limit of f of x plus g of x. Number 5, that is law of subtraction, the limit of f of x minus g of x, that is law of difference. 6, law of multiplication, where we have limit of f of x multiply g of x. Then we have law of division, or we call it the quotient law, where you have limit of f of x divided by g of x as s tends to a. The 8th law, which is law of exponents, where f of x squared is equal to parenthesis limit of f of x as s get close to a all squared. Let's begin to take them one after the other. The law of constants is a shown whereby what is the limit of k as s gets to a? It is k itself. That is, the limit of a constant is the constant itself. Let's have this as a sample. What is the limit of k? What is the limit of 7 as x gets to 2? It is 7, because 7 is a constant. The limit of a constant is the constant itself. The limit of a constant is constant itself. Graphically, let's have this is x and this is y. So if y is equal to 3 and s is 2 here, because y is constant, so our answer will always be 3. Either s is minus 2 from here, our y will be 3. So the limit of a constant is constant itself. Now the law of function f of x, the law of function f of x, we can ask, what is the limit of s when s get close to a? The limit of x when s get to a is a. You will understand, don't worry. The limit of x when s get to a is a, because we are dealing with law of function. For example, evaluate limit of x when s get close to 2. So these 2 will be substituted into x. Therefore, we have our s to be 2. we have x to be 2. Or let's say evaluate limit of s raised to power 2 as s get close to 1. So what's going to be the solution? The solution is going to be that 1 is substituted into the x. So what do we have? We have 1 raised to power 2, and 1 raised to power 2 is 1. So the law of function x, what is limit of x when x get to a is a. And we have like 2 examples where we tend to understand the limit of f of x. The third law of limits, law of scalar, that is, what is the limit of k f of x as s get close to a. If we look at the critically, k represent law of constants, fs represents law of function. So, and we are having the two together. We call it law of scalar. Law of scalar. K, law of constants. F of x, law of function. So we're having the two together like a product. What is the limit of k f of x as x gets to a? So it is k being a constant multiply the limit of f of s as x get close to a. Limit of kf of x as s get to a equal to k constant multiplying limit of f of x function as s get to a. For example, evaluate limit of 7s raised to power 3 as s get close to 1. So what would this give us? Constant 7 multiplied by limit of f of s, which is s raised to power 3 as s get close to 1. So 7 into x, this x is substituted into this x, which is 1 raised to power 3, and it now gives us 7 into multiply 1, and answer is 7. The final answer is 7. Let us look at the law of addition. Limit of f of s plus g of s as s tends to a is equal to limit of f of s as s gets to a plus limit of g of s as s tends to a. And let's look at example. Evaluate limit 3x plus s cube as s tends to 2. So it's going to give us a limit of 3x as s get to 2 plus limit of s cube as s gets to 2. When you look at it, this is scalar stuff, constant and function. So what do we have from here? We have 3 multiply, just substitute for this value of s with 2 plus x. So we substitute this 2 into this. This 2 is substituted into this. Sorry. 2 raised to power 3. 2 multiply 3 multiply 2, 6 plus 2 raised to power 3, 8. 6 plus 8 equal to 14. So that is law of addition. Let us look at the law of subtraction or law of difference. So what is the limit of f of x as x gets to a minus g of x is equal to limit of f of s as s gets to a minus limit of g of x as s gets to a. Let's look at a sample here. Evaluate x squared minus 7. Evaluate the limit of x squared minus 7 as s gets to 1. So what do we do? It's the same thing as limit of x squared as s gets to 1 minus 7. You know, limit of a constant is a constant. Let me write it clearly. So limit of x squared as s gets to 1 minus 7, because limit of a constant is a constant. Then what do we have? We substitute 1 into the value of x. We have x raised to power 2 minus 7, and it gives 1 minus 7. Our final answer is minus 6. Final answer is minus 6. Let us look at law of multiplication, where we have limit of f of s as s gets to a multiply g of s. So it's going to be limit of each of the function. Limit of f of s as s gets to 1 multiply limit of g of s as s tends to 1, g of s as s tends to 1. For example, evaluate limit of 3x into bracket x plus 7 as s tends to 2. As s tends to 2. So it's going to be limit of 3x as x tends to 2 multiply limit of s plus 7 as s tends to 2 as x tends to 2. So And what do we do here? This is a constant, this is a function. So the constant will come out here to be 3 multiply x. And what is the value of our x? 2 multiply, we substitute 2 here, 2 plus 7. So what do we have? We have 3 multiply 2, 6 times 2 plus 7, 9. 6 times 9 is 54. And this is our final answer. 54 is our final answer under this law of multiplication with the example given. This is law of division. Law of division, that is the 7th law. Okay, at times it's called law of quotient. Law of quotient. So we have limit of f of s as s gets to a divided by g of x. So is equal to limit of f of s as s gets to a divided by limit of g of s as s divided by a. So if we have where g of s is not equal to 0, where g of s is not equal to 0, let us look at the example under the law of division. We have evaluate limit of 4x divided by 7x squared as x tends to 1. So what do we have? We have, let's just substitute the x. 4 into 1 divided by 7 divided by, so what do we have? 4 times 1 is 4, 7 times 1 is 7. So this is the final answer under the law of division. The last law that we'll be talking about here today, which is the 8th one, that's law of exponent. What is the limit of f of s of x squared as s get close to a and is going to be equal to what? Is equal to brackets, that is parenthesis, limit of f of x as x gets to a, all brackets. Okay, let's look at this example to explain this properly. Evaluate square root of x plus 3. Evaluate limit of root of s plus 3 as s tends to 1. As s tends to 1. This square root sign could as well mean 1 plus 3 raised to power 2. 1 plus 3 raised to power 2. So if we substitute, let me say x plus 3 raised to power 2. So what do we now have here? We now have our x, which is 1 plus 3 raised to power 1 over 2, half power 1 over 2. We have 4 raised to power half, or we say square root of 4, which is plus or minus 2. So our final answer here is what? 2. Our final answer here is 2. With this, we come to the end of the properties of limits. Please, you can pause, go back and watch until you understand this 8th law regarding properties of limits. Once you understand it, you won't have problem as far as calculus is concerned. So I know you have received value watching this video. Therefore, subscribe, share this video, like it as well. And if you have any question, put it under the comment section. I will respond to it. Thanks and God bless. In the next video, I will be talking about 4 ways or method or strategy by which you can approach questions under limits. Until then, keep solving mathematics.